What is going on YouTube? Patrick here. It is Wednesday, so it is time to do a What Sold video. Not the best week, you guys. I got a lot of sales at 14 sales, just not high dollar items, more bread and butter type stuff. But as usual, we're going to take you through it. I'm also experimenting with a ring light. Let's see. You can see it in my glasses there. So it's a little bit strange, but I think it makes my face look a little bit more less dark. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, let's get into what's sold, shall we? All right, up first this week, this is from Beachbody. It's a P90X DVD set. I actually got this from an estate sale a couple months ago. This was the one with the guy from ESPN, who I'm Mike Golick. There we go, Mike Golick from ESPN. Bought a whole bunch of stuff there, so wasn't into it for very much, only like $4. Sold it for 16. Obviously, it took a couple months to sell. I've had some people tell me that this might be on the Vero list, but I've never had any problem selling some of these things. So I would say be careful, right? But also do your research with Vero before listing things. I probably should do that as well. All right, number two. This one's a cautionary tale, let's say. I'm sure you guys can see there it says $10 with free shipping. I did not mean to list this with free shipping. I meant to list this with shipping as a charge. And I was clued in when it sold within an hour of me listing it, basically, that something was wrong. I expected this to sell after a couple, maybe a week or so, maybe even longer. So it was really odd that it sold right away. Yeah, so free shipping on accident, totally on me. I had hit sell similar, right? Like we often do on eBay, and totally messed it up when I did it. The good news is I was only into this for $1, so I'm still gonna make some money. Just not as much as I was hoping to make. All right, number three this week. This is another category that I'm starting to get into. These little household phones, right? They're wireless. They connect to a landline or plain old telephone system, and not a lot of people are using them anymore. But apparently there's still demand for them out there, especially like with the multiple headsets. Right when I was growing up, every single room had its own jack. I think most houses now don't have that. It's usually just one, potentially even coming out of like where your internet comes from. So you have that base station, and then it sends the signal out to all these little remote stations. So I've been starting to get into like learning about this. Panasonic, definitely a brand you guys want to look into if you're interested. And then there's a couple others that not quite as good. AT&T makes some, and a few others. I'm blanking on what they are at the moment, but definitely there's at least 2 or 3 brands outside of that. Not as good of a brand. But what you really want to look for is multiple headsets, the remote stations, right? You want to have 3 minimum, and I'd say 4 for anything but Panasonic. You definitely want to have 4 of them out there. And some of these sets can go for a ton of money, actually. So definitely something that's on my be on the lookout list or BOLO list, and it should be on yours as well. All right, item number 4. This is a Nintendo Amiibo. I had picked these up at a tag sale, garage sale here in Connecticut. A few weeks back, I bought a whole bunch of Nintendo Switch games and a bunch of Amiibos. I think I paid $120 for everything, so I wasn't into it for very much because I think I got 12 Switch games and 6 Amiibos, right? It was a great deal. So I was into this. I think I was saying every game I paid $10 for, and the Amiibo, they wanted $20 for 6 of them. So it was like $350 for this guy. And you can see he sold for $30 plus shipping. Originally I thought I'd get $35 for him, but I'm still happy with $30. All right, number 5, Nordicware. You guys know I love Nordicware if you've been watching this channel. If you're new, then Nordicware is definitely one of those things you can look for. Right, it kind of falls in line with kitchen stuff, right? I'm always trying to get into more and more kitchen stuff, starting to try and get into pots and pans and cookware and bakeware. And this was one of those categories where I'm like, okay, what about bundt pans and that kind of stuff? And so Nordicware and Wilson, and there's a few others out there. Nordicware is like a pretty higher end brand. Some of their items can go anywhere up to $50. This one obviously not quite there, but I was into this for like $2.99 from Savers, I think, so $15. Doesn't require any repair. Most of the time doesn't require any cleaning. Sometimes it does, right? Very easy to flip, very easy to ship. Definitely great here. Like I said, I was into this for $3, sold it for $15, so great little flip there. All right, number 6, this is actually the sale of the week. Zip disk drive. I got this at, I think I got this at Savers the same day I had picked it up. I had actually gotten another one of these at a garage sale the same day. So I thought that was really funny. They come in twos like that. I've seen a couple other resellers where that happens to them. So just always kind of a funny story like that. I think this was $5 at Savers. Didn't have the power cord. Luckily, I had already had that other zip disk that had a power cord, so I was easily able to test it. I've also recently picked up a little like multi-plug AC adapter so I can test these things going forward if it doesn't come with an AC adapter. That kind of saves me from having to go and buy one just to test it to see if it works. If I want to add one, I'll know the unit works before investing money in it. So pretty cool little idea there. I will link some of those things down in the description below. You can get them from Amazon for pretty cheap. All right, up number 7. This is actually Macintosh software called QuarkXPress. Basically, the same sale I bought that iOmega zip disk from about a year ago, they had a box of just software up there, and they wanted $10 for the whole box. I didn't know if it was worth anything. I just said I'm going to take a chance on it. I actually sold a whole bunch of it out of there for anywhere from $10 to like $30, $40 each. A couple of them got returned. I wasn't too worried about that. Definitely just did really well on it. I mean, just this one item more than made up for the cost of the product. So like old Macintosh software, be on the lookout for that as well. All right, up number 8. This is a Rawlings baseball glove. This is another category I'm trying to get into, right? Gloves and bats. I see a lot of other YouTubers buying this stuff. Definitely there's money to be made. This one wasn't the best. I think I was into it for $5 and it sold for $14, so like not the best flip in the world, but definitely profit. And I had bought a few of them from the same person last year. Some of those sold in the $20 to $30 range, which is more where I want to be. Definitely easy, right? As long as it's in good shape. Not a lot of work had to go into it. It requires a little bit more pictures, as I think people are going to want to see more angles of it, but pretty easy, all things considered. All right, number 9. This is actually going to be
Amber's Weird Sale of the Week.
not because it's weird, not because she didn't think it was going to sell, but because she was the one who found this. We were at a church sale on the way home from somewhere else. We saw it in downtown where we live. We're like, let's just stop and take a look. It was afternoon. There wasn't a ton of stuff left, so we were mostly just going through and pulling out some stuff. Those books from earlier, I got those at the same place. So right, I was going through and picking up stuff. They're like, everything's half off basically. They wanted 25 cents for a lot of the stuff we purchased. So she found these Ren and Stimpy VHS tapes, and she was like, the old Nickelodeon, the orange colored tapes, they're going to be worth something. And I was like, for a quarter, I'm just going to buy them. Like that, it's not a really huge risk, right? So got home and I was like, you know what? These actually do have some value. I didn't really know how much I'd be able to get for them. I figured I'd list them at 10. Maybe I'd take a best offer. But honestly, within just a few days of me listing them, they sold for the $10. So 50 cents going into $10. Amber, thank you very much. Up next is a video game, Sonic Chronicles for the Nintendo DS. I got this at my favorite local comic book shop. They still sell all video games, basically. They're out on the shelf. They have a case where it's a little bit more, but the ones that are on the shelf are $5 each. And I've been able to pick up quite a bit that was really good and a few to go into my own collection. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, so that's pretty cool. They had the PS4 version of that. But this one, right, I paid $5 for it. I kind of just knew right away that the Sonic game was going to be definitely worth the $5, probably a little bit more, and sure enough, it paid off. I think I ended up selling it for like $30 with free shipping. I can't remember if I did or not, because I wrote down in my notes here it's $27 after shipping. So great, $5 into $27. You guys know video games are a home run usually. All right, I think we're at number 12. Some Infinity figures. This is from Wreck-It Ralph. It's both Wreck-It Ralph himself and Vanellope. There was also a couple of discs with this. This is actually on commission from my sister-in-law Natalie, so thanks Natalie. She gave me a whole bunch of video games and Infinity and some other stuff associated with video games to sell for her. So my thing with commissions is 40% goes to me, 40% goes to the consigner, and then 20% are going to go to fees and any kind of other expenses I may have. So not, right, this isn't going to be a ton of money, but 2 Infinity figures, usually if you guys see these out there, you're going to be able to get them for like 50 cents. So right, there's going to be some great ones out there you can sell. They don't need any testing. They don't usually need any cleaning. Very easy to ship. So for me, it's going to be 40%. It's going to be $6 to me, $6 to Natalie, right? So neither one of us is going to make a ton of money, but for the entire lot of it, we should do pretty well. So thanks, Natalie. All right, second to last, Lego City Undercover for the Nintendo Switch. Same as the Bowser Amiibo from earlier, same lot. So I paid $10 for this. Right, this isn't a home run. Only $16 sold. A bunch of the other games that I bought there, though, sold for like anywhere from $30 to $40. So this one by itself, like, no big deal, right? It can sell for the $16. I think it was $20 with free shipping, and I'm still going to do great on the whole lot. But easy flip. Love selling video games, as I'm sure you guys do too. All right, last but not least this week, this is a Transformer. It's originally from Beast Wars. It's a newer version of this toy that came out within the last few years, I think. Picked this up probably about a month ago at a garage sale where the guy was selling a bunch of toys. I bought some Avatar stuff. I bought some Transformer stuff. I bought some Power Ranger stuff. And then I bought a couple Transformers outside of the other stuff. And this one, I almost kept it, you guys. If I had a display case, he may have gone in there. Just because he was so cool, and I really enjoyed the Transformers series that I've seen. Coming from the 80s, right, I grew up with the original G1 Transformers, and so this was kind of a sequel series to that, which was really fun. The hard part with Transformers, you guys, if you don't know anything about them, is that not all of them are going to be worth money. Some of them are just don't have any value to them. Definitely you got to look out for parts being missing, arms being missing, legs being missing. I've bought a ton of these from Savers over the years or other thrift stores, and just it looks like it's good through the bag, and I get home and I open it up and his head's missing or his hand's missing, and it's just disheartening. Garage sales, though, a lot of times kids do actually a pretty good job of keeping the pieces together. They want their toys to at least have all their hands. You may not get their guns or their missiles or any of that stuff, but at least you're going to get probably the arms and the legs of it, which is really going to make it partially complete. So definitely from garage sales, if you can find Transformers, pick them up. You're going to probably do well on them. And depending on what you get, you can do extremely well. Some of the lots I've purchased over the years, I've made hundreds of dollars off of them. And I don't think I've even ever found any of the really old 80s Transformers. So just keep your eye out. All right, I'm going to pause here for a second. And we're going to do a recap. And of course, my computer locked, so I'm going to really have to pause for a second. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. We'll do a quick summary here before we wrap it up. $254.50 in sales this week, right? So pretty crap week as far as sales went, but still like a good number of sales. So I can't discount that at all. I didn't really spend a lot on new goods either. Like I'm still trying to get into the balancing life with Aaron the Picker and everything like that. So not unhappy at all. Got a bunch of items listed last week. I actually listed 19 items, so definitely positive about that. And I know once I start getting back into listing more items that the sales will come. And so I'm not unhappy at all. Blanking on what I'm talking about. Let's go through hours, right? So I spent only 6.5 hours last week, right? So still pretty solid at $24 per hour, a little lower than I'd like. My goal is to be at $30 or more per hour. But the work I put in last week, usually it takes about a week or so to catch up. So I'm expecting like this week to be pretty good. We shall see. Come back next Wednesday and see how I did this week. Let's see here. Spent on goods sold, $61. So like really low week there as far as that goes. Only about 25% of what I sold. So a little bit on the high side compared to some people that I see out there. I'm not unhappy with that. I usually try to be at the 20% level, so not bad at all. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, I think that might be it this week, you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. If you're not, that's okay. I'm really happy you watched anyway. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.